Hey guys, let's get more news from Dallas Cowboys, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Report: NFL Insider believes Dallas Cowboys will extend Dak Prescott's contract ahead of 2024 season. The Dallas Cowboys, who lost to the Green Bay Packers in this year's playoffs, are looking to reach the Super Bowl for the first time since 1995. Jerry Jones and the front office have chosen to stick with head coach Mike McCarthy and hope to make another run at the Lombardi Trophy next season. However, Dallas is entering a period of financial instability. Dak Prescott is entering the final year of his current deal and will have a massive cap hit for the 2024 season. This could be a major issue, considering the holes in the roster and having pending free agents in Tony Pollard, Tyron Smith, Stephon Gilmore, and others. Due to the massive cap hit on Prescott's current contract, Cowboys insider John Machota believes that Dallas should extend his contract to open up their cap space for next season. The Cowboys have given no indication that they are considering an immediate future without Prescott, who is entering the final season of his current deal. The most likely scenario is that he signs a new contract next month. If the Cowboys leave his deal as is, he'd count just under $60 million against their 2024 cap, making it difficult to do anything to improve their roster outside of the draft. The Cowboys will have multiple contracts to consider outside of Prescott's in the near future. So, extending him allows Dallas some freedom to improve their locker room outside of this year's draft. The Cowboys will have Trayvon Diggs' 5-year $97 million extension kick in at the start of next season and still have to consider securing All-Pros CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons' future. Despite having to sign multiple superstars in the next couple seasons in order to keep their core around, this upcoming season will revolve around extending Prescott's contract and lessening their current cap hit. If Prescott decides to help the rest of the team and take a friendly deal, the amount will still not be cheap considering his last deal was worth $160 million. Even if the three-time Pro Bowler will come at a cost long-term, it would eliminate part of the cap issue that is holding them back in free agency this offseason. If Dallas wants to be contenders in 2024, working things out with Prescott's contract is crucial for their finances. Commanders urged to add Dan Quinn, favorite to mentor Emmanuel Forbes Jr. Selecting Emmanuel Forbes Jr. 16th overall in the 2023 NFL Draft looked like a wasted pick for the Washington Commanders, but All-Pro Stephon Gilmore could mentor the second-year cornerback. New head coach Dan Quinn has been urged to reunite with the 2019 NFL Defensive Player of the Year after the two worked together with the Dallas Cowboys last season. Gilmore is one of the prized veterans in this year's free agency class, and Ralph Vacchiano of Fox Sports believes the decorated corner can anchor a young secondary and be a mentor for Forbes. Cost won't be an issue, even though Gilmore is projected by Spotrac.com to earn $11.1 million annually. Fortunately, the Commanders are expected to have $96,443,548 to work with under the salary cap. Putting together a deal for 33-year-old Gilmore would be a way for the Commanders to find one of the few relative bargains in a corner market Vacchiano notes isn't great beyond Jalen Johnson, Jarius Sneed, and Kendall Fuller. Gilmore is still playing at a high level and would surely have a thing or two to teach Fuller. The latter is opportunistic and has the core skills to be a playmaker in man coverage. Skills Quinn and new defensive coordinator Joe Witt Jr. can unlock in a more aggressive scheme. Quinn's Cowboys unit played a lot of cover 1 man coverage in front of a single high safety. Gilmore proved a natural fit for the scheme because he can still shut down receivers in one-on-one matchups. That's what Quinn trusted Gilmore to do against Pro Bowler A.J. Brown when the Cowboys hosted the Philadelphia Eagles in Week 14. Gilmore responded by allowing a 69.2 completion percentage and limited receivers to 30 yards after the catch from 9 completions, per Pro Football Reference. Gilmore's best play occurred when he tackled Brown short of the sticks to force a turnover on downs late in the third quarter. As ESPN's Ed Werder pointed out, defensive coordinator Quinn was happy putting the pressure on Gilmore. Quinn knows Gilmore hasn't lost a knack for shutting down one side of the field. That was the expectation for Forbes, but the former Mississippi State standout struggled adapting to the pro game. Forbes' slight frame left him routinely overpowered by Brown and other big-bodied receivers. At 6 foot and 180 pounds, Forbes lacks the physicality to play the press-style coverage Quinn has often favored. Getting Forbes to bulk up with a new strength program this offseason is an option. Yet, the Commanders don't want to waste the ballhawk traits that made the 23-year-old the FBS record holder for pick sixes. Forbes will likely need to add a tougher edge to his game to fit Quinn and Witt's system. If not, the new defensive brain trust could turn to other options. Those options might include moving Forbes' fellow second-year pro Jartavius Martin to the outside permanently. Martin played some safety at Illinois, but the 195-pounder is more of a physical presence at corner. So is 6'3", 200-pound Benjamin St. Just. Quinn has options to make a more handsy coverage scheme work, but none are on Gilmore's level. If he helps the Commanders get something from their investment in Forbes, all the better. Cowboys' Tony Pollard is free agency bound after big franchise tag decision. The Dallas Cowboys reportedly are not expected to use the franchise tag on running back Tony Pollard ahead of the March 5 deadline, meaning he will be a free agent if he does not come to a long-term agreement with the team. Tony Pollard played on the franchise tag for the Cowboys in 2023, and did not have a great season coming off of an injury that he suffered in the playoffs during the 2022 season. If the Cowboys had used the franchise tag again on Pollard this offseason, he would be owed $12,109,200 for the 2024 season. Instead, Pollard will be able to talk with other teams on March 11 regarding the framework of a contract, and will be able to officially sign as a free agent on March 13. It will be interesting to see what type of interest he receives on the market. Pollard was a very strong running back for the Cowboys from 2019 through 2022 up until he suffered his injury in the playoff game against the San Francisco 49ers. He averaged over 5 yards per carry in 3 of those 4 seasons, according to Pro Football Reference. In 2023, Pollard rushed for 1,005 yards, but his yards per carry took a dip to 4. The team that signs Pollard will undoubtedly hope that he can return to his level of production from before 2023 and before his injury. It might be tough timing for Pollard, hitting the market coming off of a down year alongside many other running backs. It will be interesting to see what type of deal he gets and the team he signs with. And you fan, what do you think of the Tony Pollard situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.